Christopher SCK. Chichenga Christopher Kakai. That's my beautiful name. How are you doing? Are you good? How is your weekend? How is your weekday? How is your life in general? Are you happy? Are you doing something positive with your life? In my case, I'm trying, I'm good, and I wanted to talk about anything in general. Let's start with work. Do we start with work? Do we do love? Do we? What do we talk about? Between life, love, work, politics, social media. Let's talk about love. Love. I know, yeah, right. Love is the source of most of the happy people in your life, in my life. Love, yeah. Love brings us together and it brings you the right person or the wrong person. Some people love you for the wrong intentions. Some, some are very genuine. So, how will you know if this person is genuine or is the person just out there to get you like the rest of them? You know what I mean by the rest of them? Those idiots who think they can just come into your life, take what I've just remembered something about my love life. It was very. One of those moments when you just wake up and you find yourself calling a person even 20 times. You can't even reason that the person maybe is not anywhere close the phone, but you just have to call because you miss the person, you want to talk with the person. Those moments, those was I stupid? Can love you stupid? Ah, yeah, they say love is blind. Yeah, it makes you do stupid, awkward, weird things. So, what has love? Anything that love has ever made you do, and you find it, nah, in my right mind, I could never do that. What is that thing? In my case, what's the most weird thing that I ever done? Yeah, apart from the calling almost 20 times. Wow, something weird. Something weird, something very out of place. Extraordinary that I ever done because I love somebody. I have a few, but I'm looking for the most, that's the one that stand out from the rest. Yeah, here it is. Once I had a girlfriend. We went out for a couple of days, and so what happened is it was back in campus. I was a first year, and I was just very curious about out here because when I was in high school, my teachers, parents were insinuating that when you go to campus, you'll find good girls and you just have to read your books because there's a great future out there for you in terms of relationship and dating. So I came out here with the mind that in campus, every girl you just don't need to struggle. Girls will be coming to you. Wow. And I came with that mentality by the way. So this is what happened to me. On my 1 week into campus, I was out there asking out a few girls, and one day I came along this beautiful girl, and yeah, she was nice. And we went out for a couple of days, and then we started dating. The most weird thing that has ever happened to me in a relationship, now here it is. So one day I was, is it weird? One day I was going to her hostel. She was renting or just residing within the school premises, in the school hostels. So I went there preparing myself to meet the love of my life. Hi, Evelyn. So what happened is, the door was open, so I just went in immediately, not knowing that what I was going to face was something else, something unexpected. So I just knew I had not called her or informed her on anything that I was visiting her. So what happened is, I opened the door, and guess what? There was another person there, a dude. The fact that I'm not that tall, I'm short. In short, I'm short. So they were in a very compromising situation on the bed. So I went ahead and asked her, babe, what's this? So she was like, hey, this is my friend, and we were just hanging out. Hanging out, like the situation was very, very, very much compromising. You can never explain that in any way that they were friends in any way. No. So I just opened the door, then closed. So I was expecting the girl to come after me. To my disappointment, I just went downstairs out of the hostels, not even a call, not even anything, and that was a very weird moment. Then a couple of days later, she called. And she wanted to talk to me. So, as a good person, as in, honestly, I loved the girl very, very, very much. So, the love is blind, by the way. I never saw anything, and I went, met her, and we talked for a few times, and because I'm stupid, like for real, I believed her and took her back again. Not to knowing that was the beginning of my, the beginning of one of my worst days in that relationship. So we went out for a couple of few dates, and one day, hell blew, like, so here's the thing. I invited her to come and see me. And I rented some few miles from the university, so I asked her out to come and hang out with me. So she told me, babe, I won't be making it to come because I am doing something and I'm visiting my aunt. So I said, okay, you're visiting your aunt for the weekend. Yeah, it was on a weekend. That is on a Friday, and I was expecting her to come and we hang out for the rest of the weekend. So she told me that she was going out to visit the aunt for the weekend. She'll be back on Monday. So that weekend, I said to myself, okay, maybe she'll come. But something in my mind was not settling. So I said to myself, Chris, this happened to you once. Don't let it repeat itself. And they normally say that a mistake is just done once. The second is it's a habit. So I couldn't let this happen to me again. So I decided to call her again and Then she confirmed that she wasn't around, so I decided to pay a visit. Without notice, guess what? Guess what? This time around, the door was closed. So she was staying with a couple of friends, and they were sharing a room, okay? So the door was closed, and the music was so high. And I was just even wondering if the place was that they have strict rules on music and everything. So I decided to knock, and I knocked and I knocked. Nobody was responding. So I was a bit scared because it happened the first time, and what I saw was about to repeat itself. So I decided to call her phone because I was outside and I was not reaching her through the door and nobody was responding. And so I called her. Guess what? Instead of, I was wondering if the person was not around, how come the phone was ringing inside the house with the music? I could hear the phone on the background, like. No, I stayed for there for a while and I said to myself, something was definitely fish cooking inside there. And that was my person there. So I left. I left, but I was furious. Furious to the extent like I was disappointed in me. First, she disappointed me the first time, and I let her do it again the second time. I was stupid. I was very, very stupid. And that's something weird. That's the most weird thing. And I did find myself doing. And I was like, I won't let it happen again. Prove that love is blind. She came the following day to my place without even notice, without even a call or anything. So I wasn't even in a position to talk to her or even look at her because I knew what was happening inside the house. So here comes the explanations that she gave me. Babe, I told you I was out, but I forgot my phone in the hostels. So I came back on Monday and I was told that you called several times. Nobody was answering because I was not around. So she has one phone, mobile phone. She left the phone around, went to the aunt's place. How does that make sense? You forgot your phone. With the current generation, we are just hooked on mobile phone. You can't forget that. And that thing was not like, nah, it wasn't getting to my head, but because I'm stupid. Stupid me. Stupid, fortunate, unfortunate. In this case, I'm very unfortunate. So she pledged her guess. I had, with women, this is what I came to realize later. When a woman finds out that you are into her, wow, she will take advantage. The manipulation, emotional, she can just trick you with anything and you will just fall for it. So she cried a lot and she said that she wasn't doing anything wrong. She was out and she even cried like a lot just to prove the point. Stupid me. Stupid me. I believed her again the third time. Weird, right? I believed her again and I took her and went out and we just started dating again. Wow. They normally say that red flags are there, but we just avoid them because we don't want to face the situation that is happening. So the third time was the worst day of my life. The third time, this is what happened. So we were out and we went out for a couple of months. Then it was a few months later. This was back in 2020. The December, not December. It was on November. Yeah, November. Yeah, it was on November. So she was not staying with the hostel, so she had moved out. I never wanted to stay with her because and couples and stuff staying together, and my parents are they can just visit you without even notice. So I never wanted to complicate the situation and everything. So even so I'm mature and I respect a relationship and I respect doing some stuff, but I have boundaries, okay? So this is what happened. She moved out from the hostel and she took a house out and she rented for a couple of days. And we were just moving to visiting each other back and forth. And then one day we just sat down and we can't spend money paying two houses, and we were dating and we were out for a couple of times, not times. That was a year and a few months. So I sat her down and told her, baby girl, let us move in and at least save on rent instead of spending rent in two places, so we can just share the place and we can share the rent. And as a man, you just have to pay at least more, at least 60%. Let her pay 40%. I told her, move in with me. I will be paying for the rent and I'll be paying for the bill, water bill, and electricity, and she was covering food. Okay? Trust has built. Okay, this is after a while of dating. So I told her, let us move in. She agreed, and we started staying together. And I never knew. I thought that she was a new person. She's changed from her previous doings, and I trusted her. And I gave her. This is the third chance I gave her, and guess what? Old habits. So November, we moved in November, so it was on December I went home. And I stayed there for a couple of days. And leaving her, of course, she was not going home because she told me she was preparing for exams comes January. I had full trust. I had full trust, and I trusted her that she would be faithful. And I had no intention of just being paranoid or following her around and making many calls. And so I went home, stayed there. I had told her that I would be home for 2 weeks, but I went home, stayed there for a few days, and I decided to come back. Guess what? Wow. Same old person, 1 year and a few months later, she did the same thing. Guess what she did? it's my place. I don't need to make a call and tell her that I was coming. So I just abruptly showed up because it's my house and it's her house. It's her house. So I just showed up. To my understanding, I called. After reaching the door, I called and nobody was responding. So I had a spare key and I decided to open the door. She was not around. I was expecting that somebody was in and maybe the previous mistakes was repeating again. So there's nobody. So I stayed for a few hours. Then I decided to call her again. Still, she was not responding. So I told myself that as much as people try to change, changing is not easy. Once a dog, always a dog. Wow. Tension was building up within me. I was like, what is happening? Really, what was going on? So I stayed and I stayed for a few hours. So up. And she told me that she went out to see her friend. And she had a friend. A friend who was Becky. So she told me that she was out with Becky and they were hanging out and she was helping her with some stuff. She told me it was girls' stuff. So I said it was okay. And guess what? Earlier on, I had called Becky and she was not around. She was at home. So, meaning she was just lying to my face. I gave another chance and I asked her, Babe, where have you been? She gave me the same excuse and the same story. So I tried to understand what is she thinking. Is she taking me for a fool or what? What is really in? Is she okay? Like, how come a person can just make you feel like I was infuriated and I thought to myself that this woman she has done something very big. And of course, the first thing that came into my mind was cheating. She was out with someone. So I took my phone and of course I had recorded the phone conversation between me and Becky. And stupid her, she never informed the girl that she was out, and because everything just happened from like she never expected anything. So I just took out my phone and showed her the conversation I had with her friend, who she said they were out hanging out. And I was like, this is the worst. This is the worst that I can mistake. She made the mess once, the first time, the second one, then this was the bad. So we had the call, the audio, the conversation, and I asked her again. This time around, I was just talking and I was forming like I was out. And even because, like, I thank God I have control with my temper. And if not, I would have done like the worst thing to that stupid girl. So I asked her again, honestly speaking, woman. I never called her babe and I just said, woman, what's going on? Women hide, cover up, like they cover things with anger and tears, and you can try to understand someone by just the way they behave and the way they react. And the manipulation was just about to happen again. She started crying again, and she said, "Oh, babe, you don't trust me. You don't do any, and this and didn't like trust. You just lied to me in my face. Like, why? How do you expect me to trust you with such kind of things when they are happening now and then?" And I was up there. I was just boiling, and she just couldn't stop crying. And I told myself, if I continue staying in this house, I might find myself doing the thing that I might regret later. So I just left. I left, went out, and switched my phone off, and I stayed with my friend for a few days, and I just cooled down and came back to the house. She was still there. She had called like a million times. When I opened my phone and I saw the voicemails and everything, and I was like, yeah, here it goes again. So we sat down and I asked her again, are you ready to talk? Are you ready to be honest and tell me everything, and don't leave out even a single information about what is really happening? And I gave an ultimatum that this time round, I'm serious. Either you open up and talk and say the truth, or else I'm out. And the tears were building up again, and I said, no, not again. Talk. You call and I'm here, and you want to talk? Let's talk. So, what's happening? What is going on with you? Like, woman, speak. And she started talking. I wasn't giving her another chance to manipulate me and talk me into believing her, because I was in love. So she said, the moment I left, she also left. She left for home. Remember, she told me that she was studying for the January exam. She left for home and she stayed there for a few days. Then came back to the house, and she got bored, and then she left. So I asked her, how does Becky fit in all this? And my friend, love is blind. Love is blind. And at the same time, I just had a meeting between three people. Me, I, and myself. And I was I was the person that I was thinking. I said to myself, this time around, Mr. Reason. Reason, because before you get yourself into problems and things that might happen and you won't be able to get out from. So I knew that she was definitely lying about going home and about coming back, going to see a friend. I knew she was lying, again, lying. But something at the back of her mind said, how can I live? How? How can I leave this beautiful girl? She had everything. She was the definition of beauty. And I fell in with her. I fell in love with her, and I wasn't able to sacrifice the relationship for some peace of mind. I was just letting my heart being broken into pieces again and again and again. I never left the relationship, by the way. Honestly speaking, I decided to do something, and so I was I decided that I won't just cut her off immediately because it's not easy. As much as you want to do it, it's not easy. So I said to myself, this is, if I continue staying here, I might end up in a very terrible and a compromising situation, or I might even end up with a disease or this venereal disease. So I told myself, I need to move. So as much as I was with her, and I wasn't with her, like sleeping with her and doing stuff that we used to do. So she came and along and realized that I was not emotionally available. I was out. I decided to put myself first. Because if I was going to survive campus, the 4 years of campus, I had to make a choice. And I chose myself. I met another girl and I asked her out, and I just moved on slowly by slowly. Eventually, I was completely out of that relationship. And I thank God for that. And that's the most weird relationship. The most, no, that was one of the weird relationship that I ever. And I still remember her. We still talk, but I know that girl, she used me like a toilet paper, and she used me emotionally. She used me with every opportunity she could get, and I was manipulated. I never saw it that. No, I saw it coming, and I just didn't want to see. 3 times. It took me 3 times to find her in compromising situation to accept that this woman she's not for me, and she has never loved me. She just wanted to be there for whatever I was providing, paying for the house and the other bills. She wasn't ready to sacrifice that, but she was ready to sacrifice me. So I moved out. As if I thought I was out of the situation. You know what I'm saying? That out of the frying pan into the fire. Yeah. In my life, I have just came to realize that that saying is it really applied into my life. And I went into the fire several times. Went into the fire several times. Let me remember at any point where I was happy in a relationship. Yeah, once. Once, twice or yeah. One I blew it myself, and the other one is just a story for another. But normally we go through a lot of stuffs and in relationship. But because we choose not to see, we let them happen. And at the end of the day, we are the same people we who pay for the ignorance and stupidity of the highest order. And at the same, It's high time that we make certain decision basing on our own safety and peace of mind, and you need to love yourself. In any relationship, you always has to be the first priority. Because as much as there are genuine people who want to love and be loved, there are those who are just there to play, and they can never be satisfied or be happy with one person. They go out there. No matter what you do, no matter whatever you say, they they will never be like faithful to you. I am talking from experience. I have suffered. And but this, by the way, they normally say that we go through things, so we learn from them. So from that relationship, I learned that you can never put your trust 100% to the people of the other gender. They will crush your heart. Yeah, there are those who can be trusted, but eventually, at some point, they will mess you, and they will mess you bad. So as much as you love someone, just give them your trust. Yeah, trusting somebody it's okay, because we are human beings, we are social people, and give you at least 70% trust in someone. That's enough to know that this person is for me. At the same time, the 30% is for you. Like, you can never be 100% with someone. That's something that I came to realize. People are out here to get you. You'll get disappointments, your heart will be broken into pieces. Yeah, and that is it. That is my experience. Ciao. And please, please subscribe to my channel, Fortunate Man. Follow me on my lives and turn on that notification in case I upload a video and in case I'm live, so you can come back and we can share ideas. And yeah, you can also leave a comment. And please, please subscribe to my channel. So, bye.